To be honest, sometimes I wish I had as many subscribers as I did when I began. I look at these like deep into YouTube channels that people find and then they're like, "Whoa, who is this guy? What a surprise." And there was a time where I was one of those guys. I feel like ever since I've hit 1,000 subscribers, obviously I'm not well known. No one is well known even at 10,000. But the paradigm has shifted so much that it feels like it means something. Like it's so fundamentally different than what my sub count was before that to look at it feels like a huge amount of progress was made, like I'm suddenly e famous or something, which is obviously not true. It's just retarded to think that I am, but in my own mind, as someone who's used to getting like two comments on a video, to see that I can post something and it'll get like 100 views after it's posted is really weird to me. I don't know how to feel about it because I love getting comments. I love it when people respond well to the video, when it means something to them, and so forth. So that's always been my goal. My goal is, been to get out the videos to people who will be affected by them. That's what I've always wanted, is to be able to make someone happy or feel better or feel that they're less alone as a person because they watch my videos. But I've been getting really bad anxiety about the stuff that I've been posting lately. And part of the reason why I did the unsubscribe video was sort of like as a confidence boost. Me trying to ward off the normies and also me trying to um, give myself the confidence to continue being truthful, not to shift all of what I believe to fit some kind of pre-established narrative that other people have. Whenever I get a negative, and I'm not trying to be like, ooh, boo hoo, woe is me, I'm so sad. I'm not trying to be one of these people. I get it. The world is the way it is, and you can't change it. But whenever I get like a really negative comment, it just feels bad. Like it just makes me really upset to see things like that. And obviously, I'm not going to blame anybody for it. I'm not going to act like I'm the victim because I'm not. It's just that when I see things like that, I don't know how to process it. I don't know how to deal with it. So my feelings are incredibly contradictory because YouTube is one of the things that brings me the most joy, but it's also simultaneously one of the things that brings me some of the most anxiety. Is that I've talked about this a lot where I'll post a video at nighttime, a more controversial video, because I'll want to not be affected by it before I go to sleep. I'll take my medicine and then I'll go to sleep immediately. So when I wake up, all the people who would comment have already commented, and I wouldn't have to deal with the anxiety of posting it during the daytime and then potentially taking it down in the first few hours of it being up. I've done this a lot of times with videos, is that if I post it in the daytime, I will almost inadvertently take it down if it's a controversial subject that I think people will get mad at me over, almost always. And I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or if it's just me being afraid of other human beings. I don't know what it is, but there's something about that period of like before the video is posted, I feel a lot of intense anxiety, and then after it's posted, I feel a lot of intense anxiety. Is that oftentimes what'll happen is that I'll wake up. This actually happened yesterday. Is that I posted those 7 videos and I was like, oh fuck, I just posted 7 videos. I said some really weird stuff in them. What if people don't get this joke? What if they don't get that joke? What if I'm misunderstood for saying this? And I kind of just had to roll with it because if I did anything else, it wouldn't have been genuine. But it's a constant battle. It's a constant battle to either take the videos down and then not have the people who would want to see them, or to leave the videos up and then have the people who would criticize me criticize me. The right thing to do is to leave them up and to just bite the bullet. But that's incredibly hard to do because when I woke up that day, I felt my heart beating out of my chest. I felt like I was about to have a panic attack, so I had to calm myself down. Um, but that happens almost every single day after I post a video. And it's been like this for the last 2 years. For the last even 3 years, like when I was really starting out, I would try incredibly hard to moderate my speech and to moderate what it was that I said, to make sure that I was saying the right things, the things that I thought my audience would agree with, because I listened to all my audience. I watched their videos. Most of my audience was other content creators. So I tried as hard as possible to say the things that I knew they would agree with, which is wrong. That's not the truth. So you shouldn't do that because that is wrong. But that's what I did at the time because I felt that that's what I had to do. Obviously, I didn't fake every single opinion that I had. There were certain more controversial opinions, but they would be like on a game or something. People aren't going to get mad over a video game. Oh, you thought my favorite game was bad. Who cares? No one's going to get mad over that. But I would try as hard as I possibly could to limit my speech in a way that wouldn't cause debate. Or when there was a debate, like on Facebook or something, when I would post something and there would be a debate, it was always the most stress-inducing experience that I could have. Like I would shut down, or I would just get so angry that I would end up looking bad. That's the two states of mind, is that I get so anxious that I just shut down, or I get so angry that I end up just making myself look like a fool. And so when I post a video in the daytime, I physically will not be able to deal with it unless it's like a great written video. Like when I released these 4 walls to YouTube, I released it in the daytime and I felt great because I was like, oh man, it's a written video. People are gonna like it. They're gonna they're gonna have things to say about it that are positive. And so literally after I posted that video, I spent like 2 hours just pacing around my room because I was so excited about the video itself, because I really liked it. Initially, after I wrote it, I didn't think it was good. I actually thought it was pretty bad after I wrote it. But when my friend told me how much they liked it, and when I had them read the script, I got so excited about it. And so when I posted it, I was so happy. But you can't have these 4 walls every single day. You're not going to be able to post something like that all the time. A lot of my opinions are controversial, strange, weird, out there, absurd. And so when I want to talk in like a joking manner of like, haha, let's make some extreme jokes about controversial subjects, I know I'm going to get crucified for that by certain people. I know I'm going to get crucified for certain beliefs that I hold about the world, and I just want them to be understood. I don't know how to make them understood with certain people. Like I'll argue and argue and argue, but I end up just feeling worse in the end, the more that I argue. And so it ends up never being worth it 90% of the time. It's only ever worth it when I argue with friends, because friends are going to be arguing in good faith. And there aren't too many, in terms of my viewership, there aren't too many of those. Like most of my viewers are random jagoffs off of Reddit. Like I don't I don't know if this makes sense. Is that obviously I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop telling the truth in my videos and then just saying things that I believe to be true. But every single time I do, it's really fucking hard. I spend hours and hours just sitting there thinking about what I just did, of the post that I just put up. Or I'll just take a bunch of medicines and then go to sleep so I won't have to think about it. And I think people look at my videos and they assume I don't have any kind of anxiety. They just assume like, this guy, he talks confidently on video. I'm a shut-in. I wish I could talk as confidently as he does. But it's a really contradictory feeling because I know how to talk like a YouTuber because I've practiced at it for so long. But actually releasing the videos is the hardest fucking part because you have to put yourself up to scrutiny and to have other people potentially criticize what it is that you're saying. It's terrifying. It's genuinely terrifying. And I don't know how to reconcile that. Do I just keep doing it again and again until it gets easier? I've been doing it for the last 3 fucking years and it's gotten slightly easier. I still wake up, almost having a panic attack because I said something on the internet. I don't know. I don't know how to. I can't just magically fix it. I can't just wave a magic wand and then it's, oh, anxiety's gone, you know? Um, but ultimately, it's about weighing the good and the bad. Like, obviously, I believe that making these videos is a net positive for my life, for the lives of others, and so I'm going to keep doing it. But I have to reconcile that anxiety because it's prevalent. It's going to keep being there. I almost said it's always going to be there. But it's one of those things where it's it's not a you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't situation, but it's very contradictory. It's very, very contradictory because on one end, I want to entertain people and I want to express the ideas, but then on the other, I'm just so scared of the reaction that ultimately the good outweighs the bad, but the bad is such a prevalent thing that I don't know how to deal with it. If I just made no videos at all, I think I would be a lot more unhappy. That's the thing, is that doing this has greatly improved my life in so many ways. Like a lot of you guys who comment on the videos, I really can't understate how much your comments positively affect me. For real. But at the same time, you know, for all of the positive comments that I feel so much when I read them, there's also the negative comments where I feel just as much. And it sounds like such a pretentious and entitled thing to complain about. Like, oh, look at me, I have too many subs. Ooh, you know, let me jack myself off for a little bit. But I feel like people who don't go up and talk, like, oh God, what the fuck am I saying? I just, you know, I found it really difficult to talk to other people in school. Now, I still find it extremely difficult to talk to people in real life. I don't leave my room. Why do you think I don't leave my room, man? And going on the internet is a disconnected medium, so the comments feel less real. You know, it's not the same as someone seeing you in your face and them judging you. You know, their body movements, the way that they talk, sort of insinuating that you're doing something wrong. But it still feels bad, and the fear that you will be rejected, you know, that you'll be, you know, that you'll be talked negatively of. It's there just as much as it is with real life. It's just there in a different way, and it's not that I'm not terrified by it each time that I make something. It's just that I sit through it. I allow myself to just let it happen. I don't try to fight it as much as I used to. But back in the day, I would change my entire manner of speech, my entire belief system, opinions that I had, just to fit this box that other people wanted. I've been doing that my entire life. I still do it sometimes, and I fucking hate the fact that I do it, because I can see it, and I can observe it in reality, and I go, no, you shouldn't be doing that. That's this chameleon persona bullshit. Stop. And I get so mad when I do it. And it's like my go-to instinct is that when I'm in a group of people, I'm going to want to mold myself around their belief system so I can be accepted by the most amount of people. But if you do that all the time, you end up not having principles. You end up not having core beliefs that are important to you, that mean something. And that's extremely dangerous. And so what I have to reconcile, what I have to do, is to not be so afraid as to not speak. That I have to learn to speak when I know it's important and when I know I have something to say, when I want to say something. I can't just delete videos an hour after they're posted because I'm afraid I'll get a mean comment. That's acting like a pussy, you know? But I felt this way for so long that I just don't know how to feel any other way. That for all the times I was told that I was a boring and terrible child as a kid from a fucking really young age, I've just always wanted to seek this kind of acceptance because I never felt very accepted in my own home for the longest time. I have a video called My Fear of Being Boring, where I go into the information about this, where I really tell the story is that um, I think that's kind of the root of this obsession that I have with trying to present a human being, like trying to present a clean image of who I am. And it's antithetical. It's the antithesis, whatever. It's the antithesis, the exact opposite of the stated goal of this channel, which is to be honest, tell the truth, and to give a genuine outlet to the emotions of my own and the emotions of others. If that goal is not being fulfilled, then it is meaningless. It's meaningless as an endeavor. So I have to tell the truth. And that's always the single hardest thing. Telling the truth may be the most difficult thing in the entire world at times. Because if you do, you're running the absolute risk of not being accepted by the people around you. And that is the most terrifying thing you can possibly do. And I don't know. I try to do this like MGTOW shit, where it's like, don't think about other people and don't think about the way other people view you, bro. You just gotta like be an individual. I've tried that. Been trying that my entire life. I've listened to all the motivational shit of like be your own man and don't care about what other people say. None of it's worked. I've read self-help books about this stuff. None of it worked. Uh I don't know. Maybe I don't know, maybe when I'm older it'll be easier. That's the one hope that I have in my mind when I keep making these videos is that, well, my anxiety has depleted a little bit over the years, so maybe if I just keep doing this, then it'll go away. Like I said, it is a net benefit to me. I like doing it. It's just that when I post something or looking back at things that I have posted, I get really scared sometimes, and I feel like it's not good for my heart. Like my heart feels like it's beating out of my chest when I really get to thinking about it. And I don't know. Anxiety is weird.